What's currently vibrating?
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Welcome to What's Currently Vibrating. I'm your host, Jay Taylor, and this is episode number 1, The Rushing River. So, I'm a parent. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I also was a teacher for 10 years with middle school and elementary school students. And one of the things that I can say, having spent a tremendous amount of time with young people, is that the younger the person, the more intensely they experience emotions. So, for example, let's take a 3-year-old. 3-year-olds will throw tantrums. They'll roll on the ground, they'll pound their fists, and they will let you know exactly what they are experiencing emotionally. If they're angry, they'll let you know. If they're upset, they'll let you know. If they're happy, they'll let you know. I just remember so many times observing tantrums and just thinking, what do we do? How do we stop this from happening? This is completely out of control. And then inevitably, the tantrum would end and, my daughter, the student, whoever would come up and say, "Can we go to the park? Can we play a game?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Are you a crazy person?" Because it was so intense, and then that emotion was just gone, and something else arose. So I started to think about this way of being in comparison to a rushing river, just this intense flow of energy, and then a complete transition into something new. Now, adults are not like this, at least not most of them that I've encountered, because through our lives, through traumatic experiences, through different types of feedback or lessons that we've learned, we have built unconsciously blockades, barriers, and dams that create resistance to this flow. And what can happen over time is that we can actually become stagnant, almost like a swamp, where emotions just they arise and then they just kind of just stick and get stuck inside of us. And what happens is that this leads to a buildup and a tremendous amount of pressure. So in in the real world, what we see when we have, a tremendous, let's say, a rainstorm and there's dams, there's a tremendous amount of pressure placed on the dams to the point where they can crack, they can break, and then there's this flooding. And that's what happens to us. So we build up emotions intensely, and then something happens that just is the last straw, the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. And then there's this outpouring of emotion. And that outpouring of emotion is incredibly destructive because, unlike the child who's just processing this single experience, we have dozens of experience or a year's worth of experience that we've been holding. And then it all comes out at once and it's completely out of our control. We say things that we regret, we hurt people that we love, we ruin opportunities, and a million other things. But what I found is that the way to work with emotions is not to store them up, it's to learn from the children. Now, I'm not saying, I want to see a lot of 35-year-olds and 50-year-olds on the floor at the grocery store pounding their fists saying, "Why is there no more, you know, farm raised eggs today?" Ah, that's not what we're talking about. But it is recognizing that being a person involves stress, and emotions are a part of our experience as well. And so we have to take responsibility for what we're feeling and give ourselves space to feel. So meditation is a perfect tool for that because it's not about closing things down. It's not about stagnation. It's about removing those barriers and those blockades that we've built and allowing things to move more naturally through us. So that process can begin by simply dedicating a little bit of time, 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there each day, to just sit, to breathe, and recognize what am I feeling in this moment. And that will help to cultivate an awareness that can be applied throughout all different types of situations to allow you to um, be fully expressed and to be more in the flow with the ever changing landscape around us in this amazingly complex and mystical universe that we um, cohabitate. So, yeah, that's the conclusion of episode number 1, The Rushing River. Stay tuned for more thoughts about everything that's going on. All right. Peace and love. Take care.
What's currently